Assalamu alaikum. Ignore my surroundings. I'm in one of the most beautiful places in the world, Oman. Look at that view. Subhanallah. Forget that though. So basically, Abdullah Gaffa is one of my good friends here in Dubai. He's a PT from the UK. He moved a number of years ago. So he joined our agency about 2 or 3 months ago. So I messaged him. I said, listen, Abdullah, you're a PT. Let's get a workout together and we can talk about money. We can talk about finances. We can talk about fitness related to dentists and professionals. How you can benefit from all these things. So you're going to love this podcast. We can have some really good topics of discussions. He asked me some really good questions and we sit down after the workout as well to discuss expatriation, hijrah. This is a phenomenal one, guys. Watch right till the end. Sit down, enjoy, get a cold drink and take your time. So we are in Oxygen Gym Al Khawanij. We're going to do a little tour. I mean, this gym is expensive, it's not cheap. But then the benefit, obviously, is that you get to network with some amazing individuals. Look at this swimming pool, beautiful. CrossFit area, love it. Look at that, it's so nice and new and
it doesn't even feel hot here, huh?
No, it feels beautiful and clean.
I think these are hot tubs and
yeah. But see the trees?
Yeah.
The trees actually lower the temperature very slightly.
Oh, subhanAllah.
There's new developments in Dubai and Sharjah. They're making forest living with loads and loads of trees and greenery. It actually lowers the general temperature of the area by a few degrees.
SubhanAllah.
Makes it nice and comfortable. There's the functional area. We'll go check that out briefly. Look at all this amazing equipment. Climbing ropes. I love those sprinting treadmills. Those are phenomenal.
Oh, they've got some cool machines here.
Yeah, got some cool stuff here. It's one of the best things about the UAE, living in a Muslim country. Everywhere has a prayer area. Look at that, beautiful and clean. No stress about worrying, I'm gonna miss Salah, etc. This is one of the best things about living in a Muslim country. I've been so traumatized being raised in the West that even here, I've been here for 8-9 months already. And when I leave the house, I still have to mentally plan ahead. Where am I going to pray my Salah? And I keep being taught a lesson over and over again. You don't need to worry. Wherever you go, there's always going to be a masjid or a masalla everywhere you go.
So, you got your chest area there.
Yeah.
You got your shoulders areas in the middle.
Yeah.
You've got your back area there. You've got your arms area in this section here.
Okay.
Your legs area there. And then your full-on cardio zone around there. So,
beautiful. Let's do it.
You're spoiled for choice, bro.
Should we start with the chest?
Let it warm up. Let's start with chest.
Okay.
And then inshallah we'll go from there, yeah?
Okay, let's do it. Alhamdulillah, this gym is absolutely stunning. Beautiful gym. Obviously, you're going to be paying for it. But one of the benefits of this kind of gym is that you get to network all the entrepreneurs, all the people, business owners that are going to come to this kind of gym because it's exclusive. Go to a cheap gym, you're going to find, fair enough, you're going to have all the equipment, you're going to probably get a good workout if you know what you're doing. But coming to this kind of gym, you level up with regards to the network that you're able to meet and the kind of caliber of individual that you're able to meet. So that's one of the values of spending a little bit of money, even if it's only once a month or once every couple of months you come here, and you come here at peak time, do a little bit of networking, get a good workout, get a good pump, but take a little bit of energy, especially for those introverts like me. I find it quite exhausting, networking, but it's super valuable. The number of connections I've made from taking that little bit of extra time to introduce myself to people and being a little bit brave and stepping outside my comfort zone, absolutely invaluable. So it's a beautiful gym. We're going to probably start with a little bit of chest and then we'll move from there. So,
what I would say,
yeah.
Let's start off with a light little warm up. Just
Okay.
open your chest out.
Yep.
Right, just squeeze it all out. On here, like a chest fly.
Yep.
Just get the stretch on your pecs, just here, under your shoulder, and feel the squeeze on it, yeah? Just something light, something easy, and then we'll move on to a press exercise. Just go for about like 10 to 15 of them, and just make sure you're feeling your chest engage all the way throughout. Yeah, don't let your shoulders go a bit forward or anything. How's the phone? Good, alhamdulillah, amazing, it's good. Because you can see his chest actually working. Yeah? Keep your chest up, make sure your hands stay tight. Yeah. See, one of the best things about this gym, you've got a machine for nearly every single angle or every single area of your chest. You can literally look around, you've got, this is another fly machine, but it's the most super fly, so it's coming from underneath. You probably never see machines like this around anywhere.
What a view from your gym. Look at that beautiful masjid. You've got a masalla inside the gym and you've got a masjid over there. Walking distance to pray your salah. There's no excuse to miss salah in the masjid really. I mean, I'm not perfect, I'll be very honest. But alhamdulillah, living in a Muslim country, so easy to pray 3, 4, 5 salah in the masjid with jama'ah.
So just a warm up, probably like 2-3 sets, depending on obviously how you feel. Your muscles are already warmed up. You don't have to then waste time on the actual heavier sets. Just focus on the form, just feel the actual muscle engage all the way throughout, right? And yeah, you should be good. Do you want to start off with incline or do you want to do a more flat bench?
Let's do a slight incline.
Let's do an incline, yeah.
Slight incline.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little bit of rear delts, so rotator cuffs as
Yeah.
well, just to warm the rotator cuffs. What's the majority of your clientele?
Majority of my clients, well, all of my clients are Muslims.
They're all Muslim,
All
100%.
Well, 1 or 2 non-Muslims, but majority of them are all looking at me and thinking, this brother's got a beard, this brother's going to the mosque,
Yeah.
he's covered his arwa on every
Yeah.
single post,
Yeah.
he's a lot Islamic.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
only the Islamic brothers like yourself are going to be like, okay, I want somebody that's going to be training like this.
Yeah.
I want somebody that looks and understands
Yeah.
what I go through.
Yeah.
Someone goes to me on the weekend, oh bro, I've gone drinking, XYZ, I've gone partying. I'm not gonna be like, okay, now what?
It's more difficult to
Yeah,
relate.
so
isn't
it's
it?
like, it's not, I've not experienced that, so I can't coach you around that then. For me, it's just gonna be like, bro, if I'm gonna go drinking, what should I do? I'm gonna be like, okay, don't go drinking. You get it? Because it's like, why are you doing
Similar
that?
to mine, similar to my clientele. So when I first started, I was targeting dentists as a whole, non-Muslim, Muslims, everyone. And I think because I'm brown and I've got a beard, it was naturally just Muslims that gravitated towards me. And then a couple of years ago, we decided just to focus on the Muslim audience. And alhamdulillah, we actually still get like 20, maybe 25% non-Muslims still wanting to work with us,
Yeah.
which is amazing. More than happy to serve them, but we're very honest and open that, listen, if you're working with us and you want me to give you advice on the best mortgage interest rate, I'm not your guy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I really, I'm not,
No,
I'm
but
not, I
they,
don't
they
care about that.
respect you. They respect you for
Exactly,
that.
you know, but
because
if you want
they
to invest
understand your morals and and what you believe in as well.
Yeah. If you
Okay,
want to invest,
on here, you're gonna basically be holding it slightly just here on the inside.
Okay.
You wanna be feeling it just around the top part of your chest here. Okay, chest up, pinch your shoulder blades back. Now push straight up and push there. Don't try coming too up, but just keep that tension in your chest.
Okay.
Take it down slowly. Yes. Breathe. Now extend up. Okay, so you see what you done there? When you came down, go down, go down. No. Keep do everything the same.
Okay.
You see how what you did is when you went down, you flared your elbow backwards.
Okay.
Don't do that. Just basically take it down
Okay.
and then push straight up again. Yes. That's better. That's where you end up getting that injury then on
Okay.
your rotator cuff and your shoulders. Because when you go right to the bottom, you're overextending and then you're pushing your shoulder in like an awkward direction. That's fairly easy,
That
right?
felt good, yeah, that
Yeah.
felt nice.
Don't try matching the weights.
That's fine.
Do the weights that you feel like you're comfortable with.
I won't.
Yeah.
Stopped ego lifting a long time ago. Just focus on getting a pump and not trying to match. But it's actually rare that I am able to train with someone as experienced as Gaff. Usually it's me training someone or someone who's less experienced. So it's nice to train with someone who's a bit more experienced and is a bit stronger than me. That's the only way to grow. But I was talking about how, with regards to our clientele, it's nice to be able to target an audience that understands and is able to relate to you and your issues. And a lot of our clients come to us and say, listen, Maz, I decided to come to you, your agency, because I related heavily to your ethos and your principles. You're a practicing Muslim, you're very open about the fact that you disagree with riba and mortgages, etc. That's why I chose to work with you.
You mainly train people online or also in person?
Mostly all online, right? Because it's a lot more easier for me. It's a lot more less time consuming as well. I can take on a lot more clients as well. It gives me a bit more freedom as well. Many reasons as well. It's just better as well. All people all over the world, they can end up coaching with myself as well. And yeah, man, as long as I'm providing that full-on service to them, no matter where they are, all they need is a phone and an internet connection, right? You can see a difference already, bro. Look, you can see it's coming through.
But I think that's a really important message for everyone, is that when you stick by your principles and you don't compromise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you many things.
How long have you been doing it for?
We started just the online courses about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, over the last year or 2 years, we've transitioned into a full-on financial consulting
Yeah.
agency now. So we've got experts in all areas. You'll
Well,
you'll
you
have
must
seen.
have started a bit more broad, and then you kind of narrowed it down.
Yeah, exactly. So we started
depending
off.
on as and how people came.
Yeah, so exactly. We started off just professionals and dentists, doctors, and as I said, it was mostly Muslims that came to us. So we narrowed it down to Muslim dentists, doctors that we target primarily. And as I said, alhamdulillah, we still get some non-Muslims wanting to work with us. But the main thing is, a lot of people will think that if you make a sacrifice for your income, it's going to massively affect your income. And it might at the beginning. I'm not going to say it might not. Like making a sacrifice, a lot of our clients, after our discussions with our team, they've made the decision to leave their mortgage, get rid of their mortgage, or just not go and buy a house with a mortgage. And that's a big decision. It's not a small decision. I'm not expecting anyone to just make that decision overnight. But when you make a decision to sacrifice something that you think is good for you, but it's haram or impermissible, for the sake of Allah, every single time I have seen for our clients, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them something better. So important that people are able to understand that.
I know that you touched upon mortgages, right? But do you feel majority of the people that ask you questions are all just about mortgages?
There's so many questions about mortgages.
Yeah.
And it's a delicate balance because I don't want to upset anyone.
Yeah.
I have to make sure people understand that, listen, fair enough, if you've got a mortgage, I understand it's not an overnight decision to just get rid of the mortgage, right? I'm not expecting anyone to do that. If you've thought about the pros and cons and you've made the decision that, I'm going to keep the mortgage, khalas, that's your decision. I'm not going to refuse to serve you as a client.
Yeah.
But for those that are brave enough, it takes bravery. Everything takes bravery. Hijrah takes bravery, right?
Yeah.
If you're brave enough to forego the mortgage, I am telling you, what I have seen is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives them something better.
Yeah.
You leave something for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will give you something
100%,
better.
definitely.
100% of the time. Subhanallah.
لن يطول البعد عن نصر ولن نرضى بغير النور في الليل هدى لن ننطفي أبدا لن ننتهي أبدا.
What would be your advice, to people that they want to buy a house, but they don't want to get into that Islamic mortgage side, and it's a lot tricky for them, and now they're stuck. I want to buy a house, but then I don't want to get into mortgages.
Yeah.
Do you see where people are in that stuff?
See this idea
Yeah.
that people need to own a house to live in?
Yeah.
It's a psyop, right?
Okay, yeah.
People have been, because we come from immigrant families, from financial instability, people think that, if you own a house, you're financially secure. I know a lot of people that have a big house on a mortgage and they're in debt to 7 figures, 1 million, 6 figures, high 6 figures, £1 million, etc. It's ridiculous. There's no financial stability in owning a house. The main thing is, right, if you are unable to get past the idea of not owning a home, which I recommend, you can rent comfortably there's a lot of very, very good areas that you can rent and you'll have stability, okay? Especially for most of my clients, which are dentist professionals, right? Most landlords are not going to kick out a dentist. They know that he's got a regular job, he's got consistent income, he's not going to miss his rent payments, right? Most of the time, occasionally it happens that landlords might kick you out, but it's not going to happen to most dentists. So, first of all, you're going to have stability renting, even long term. And if you need to own a home, obviously it's better to get a halal mortgage rather than a regular mortgage. But that's not necessarily the case that halal mortgage are better. Actually, if you look at the numbers, halal mortgages are actually more oppressive financially. Most of the time, I would say. Because of the way the deal is structured.
A lot more burden on you, basically.
Exactly. Because of the way the deal is structured, the way that, and some of these halal mortgages are literally normal mortgages, but they've just changed the name of the interest. To call it profit rate or something. So again, if I'm going to say to people listen, if you absolutely need to own a home, you need to get a fatwa from a respected alim that you trust, and then only then maybe you buy a house with a halal mortgage at least, so that at least you're not involving yourself in interest. But best case scenario, you just rent, invest aggressively, consistently.
Yeah, I was going to say, what would be your advice then for professionals that are in that position? They've recently just got married, or they're starting to start their journey of having kids and family. They're getting their job sorted, they're working professionally, they're getting into that whole routine of life now. But they're stuck in that position. Mortgage, invest, where do I put my money?
Listen,
what would you recommend?
The point is,
the time being until they're a lot more financially secure and stable.
The point is not to never own a home.
Yeah.
If you want to own a home, that's fine, but you need to put it on your roadmap. It doesn't need to happen immediately.
Yeah,
You don't need to make a plan. Especially people they graduate, and then within the first 2-3 years of graduation, they buy a home on a mortgage. How do you know that place is where you want to live for the rest of your life? It's not easy to just sell a home. People think they have stability. It's not stability. It's not easy to sell a home if you decide that you want to live somewhere else. It is easy to move if you're renting, right? You've got that flexibility. So that's another reason why mortgages are a bit of a class, right? You don't know for a fact, especially in your 20s, that you want to live somewhere for the rest of your life. My ethos is that if you are a professional making £10,000-15,000 a month, so most of our clients are, you can live frugally. Generally, average expenses are going to be about £2,000-3,000 a month, right, for everything. And then you invest the rest aggressively. And we're talking investing £5,000 to £7,000, maybe £10,000 a month consistently. Within 10 to 15 years, you'll be in a position where you can buy a home with cash.
Outright.
Right? And it'll only be 20-30% of your net worth.
It's more of a invest now, enjoy later.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So instead of buy now, pay later,
Exactly.
it's more invest now, pay later, basically, right?
Exactly.
Which is what a lot of people don't want to. They're not looking that far ahead.
أقبلت يا ضيفا تمد سناك لتعيد فينا الوعي والإدراك.
So it's about delayed gratification, right? People need to understand you work hard, you invest consistently. I think the fear that a lot of people have is, oh, what if it doesn't work for me?
That's the risk that with everything, isn't it?
There's a risk with everything, exactly.
Yeah,
you go to university,
Yeah.
what if it doesn't work for me? What if I don't pass
get a
my
job?
exams? That's
Yeah,
entirely
yeah.
up to you. If you put in the work, 90% of the time it's going to work for you. It's exactly the same with investing. There's some consistent things that we can help you to do that will almost guarantee that you're going to be in a position. Again, the reason people have that major fear is that because they try to invest into high risk things.
So
They don't understand how to invest, and they put their money towards high risk things which are not consistent, which are not reproducible, which are going to perform massive, like the volatility of those assets is going to be really high. One year they might make a lot of profit, one year they might make you like 200% loss, right? So that kind of stuff.
So I wanted to ask you, okay, now investing and trading on social media and everything is all like glorified. Like you're gonna make millions and you're gonna make thousands, and every month you're gonna be making 6 figures and 7 figures and all that kind of stuff. What would be your advice to somebody, let's say, watching this right now, that is going and watching all of these traders and forex traders on Instagram with their supercars, expensive clothes, compared to what you're telling someone to invest for like the long term?
So I think most people that are selling you a trading program, most of them are scams.
Yeah.
All you need to understand from this area is that statistically, 97% of traders will lose money after a year.
Okay.
Right? So if you're going to teach someone to trade, you have to basically tell them that I am that 3%. And then within that 3%, you have to convince them that you are a percentage of that is producing significantly good high returns.
So why do people always fail trading? What's
Because trading is 99% emotions.
Okay.
And people cannot control their emotions when it comes to investing. Investing is long term,
Yeah.
right? Short term, nobody knows what's going to happen to the market.
There's no emotions involved.
Yeah, short term, you're looking at technical analysis, which is just charts. You're looking at the patterns, psychological patterns of charts, and it's extremely difficult to predict what's going to happen. There are certain technical analysis indicators that you can study and that you can learn, but most of the time it's very, very volatile.
Yeah.
Which is why most people lose money after, let's go into flies. But investing is long term. It's very, very reproducible to expect to make profit in the long term in the markets.
No, that's good. Let's do a bit of social proof for you as well.
Yeah.
So you've been running this course for what, 5-6 years?
So it's the agency in it. So
agency's been running the course for what, 5-6 years? You said, yeah.
So yeah, we moved towards the agency format about 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
To provide a bit more of a holistic provision to our clients.
Okay.
So that they can get the educational side. So still, 70% of what we do is the educational side, teaching professionals how to invest.
Yeah.
And then we also now give them access to fully vetted, full investments, opportunities, businesses, investors, property, etc. Alhamdulillah, we've raised quite a lot of money, probably mid 6 figures for different opportunities over the last couple of years.
There's a lot more movement in it as well. There's light weights right now. Just do it first without weight.
Okay.
Just get the movement right so you know and you feel it on your shoulder. Because if you're feeling too much pain, then just let me know. Just put your feet on there, yeah? Hold it, yes, a bit more, on that, just a bit wider.
A little bit wider.
Okay. Don't flare your elbows outwards.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it. Press. Keep your feet in. Yeah. When you're doing machines, you'll keep yourself locked in place. Your form kind of like won't go off. But when you're doing dumbbells, sometimes you'll end up wobbling or your balance can end up going as well. Right now, when you're in a gym like this, when there's 1,000 machines that work every single angle, it takes away half the extra pressure and extra stress away from trying to lift the dumbbell up. So you can focus on just focus on the form, just end up getting the workout right, getting the technique right as well, and you'll end up building a lot more muscle and you'll see a lot more difference within your body as well, which will be a lot more positive for you.
So how does your normal average workout session differ to this one right now?
I use mostly free weights. One of my issues is I'm not being super consistent, but alhamdulillah, when I am consistent. Another thing that's helped consistency is having a gym partner, a workout buddy. Massive help, actually. Alhamdulillah, Omar, who you met, has been one of my major assets to help me be consistent in the gym.
You guys been working out together?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, because we live so close. Alhamdulillah, we make, it's accountability, right? That's the main thing, so we are accountable to each other. If we say we're going to go, we have to, because I have the fear that, okay, if I don't go, then he's going to be by himself and that's not right, etc. So it's, accountability is massive, and that helps build consistency.
How about yourself, Chef? Do you usually train with a partner or is it like...
I usually train alone. It is good having a partner, someone that can push you, someone that you can obviously then work with alongside, and you can both push each other. So it is quite good. But then again, if you don't, it's just about mostly knowing what you're doing in the gym. This is where a lot of people end up failing, is because they have that decision fatigue. Okay, if I go to the gym, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? When you've got a partner, it's easier because then you'll work off each other. You'll be like, okay, I'm going to do a bit of chest, I'm going to do a bit of shoulders. They'll have like a plan in place. But when you end up going alone, then you walk around a bit lost. Okay, he's doing a bit of shoulders. That looks good. Okay, he's doing a bit of arms. Oh, I like the way I like the way this machine looks. So you'll end up just floating around with no real idea or no real plan. So I think that's where, again, having like accountability is one. It gives you help with that motivation, but having that plan as well just saves you time in the gym as well, right? It's like with investing.
Yeah.
You have to have a plan, a roadmap as to what you're going to be doing, how you're going to be doing it, when you're going to enter, when you're going to drop off, when you're going to leave. If you don't have a plan like that in the gym, you're just floating. You're going to be like 97% of all the traders that end up losing their money, right? That's what it is.
What are you focusing on when you're working out?
As in right now, or
Yeah,
just
like while you're
what am I focusing on?
Yeah.
Right now I'm working my shoulder. So I'm making sure that I can feel it in my shoulder. I'm trying not to keep my elbows too tucked in and not too flared out that I end up feeling a lot more awkward pain. I want to just keep the tension in my actual delts. So as I push up, I'm feeling it there, and I bring it down, I'm getting the stretch in them as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That mind muscle connection is what you want to obviously end up working towards with every single rep, every single movement, every single set as well. Because anyone can just come in and just fling weights left, right, and center, right? But if you're feeling in the actual muscle, you'll develop it a lot more. Yeah, you'll build, you'll look better. And your time in the gym won't just be like, you feel like you're just throwing weights around.
So see, for dentists especially, right?
Yeah.
One of the major issues that dentists face is back pain.
Okay.
Right, because we're literally
You're
craning
always
over,
down, yes.
constantly down, right? What are things that dentists can implement, and other professionals who are seated, doing seated jobs on computers for long amounts of time?
So you look, before you do your set, because you said dentist, if you stand up, what you said, how are dentist postures?
So a good dentist will have good posture,
Yeah.
but still you're still bent over and your neck is
So
still
your
bent
main
over.
muscle then
Yeah.
is going to be you fixing your posture. So back straight, chest up, back straight, chest up, pinch your shoulder blades back. So you want to be in this. So you want to build this muscle here, your rear delt, your upper back muscle, your actual lats as well. So that way your posture is 100% correct, how it should be, right? You start working on your traps as well as your neck. So that way you've gone from curling round, how you are your old posture, to now being more upright. You see the difference?
that makes sense, yeah.
Your chest automatically stands up, right?
When you strengthen the back muscles,
When you
it
strengthen
pulls
your back muscle, you're pulling everything back up to
Posterior
your normal.
chain.
Yeah, it pulls everything back to normal. So then you want to work that. You feel good then. You've got that confidence that's oozing out from you, innit, right?
Yeah.
You can tell Maz hasn't worked out in a long time because he's sweating like crazy. Yeah? Do you get it? This is what he says. You know how he says, oh, somebody's holding me accountable. I'm going to the gym with Umar. Now you have to ask him, when was the last time you went to the gym?
I always sweat. I sweat a lot anyway. I think it's to do with my fitness.
Come on. Easy. Good, you alright?
Yeah, good.
Sure?
Yeah, good.
Body's feeling good?
Yeah.
So how long have you both been working out for?
Since I was 16.
Yeah, about 15 years for me. 15 years, alhamdulillah, continuously.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
So I was consistent from 16 until 26, 27. Then I graduated, got married. I lost the consistency. Alhamdulillah, I need to get back in. Feeling good, alhamdulillah. Yeah, alhamdulillah, losing it consistently.
But now that you've got kids, how important is it that you need to start working on
Oh,
yourself?
100% massively important.
You
bro.
start working on your
I need
fitness.
I need our kids to see us working out and
Yeah.
being fit, etc. That's so important. So I bought some kettlebells,
Yeah.
and my son and my daughter watch me doing my kettlebells in the living
Do
room.
they join in as well?
Yeah, they try
Yeah.
to do whatever they can.
That's good, that's good.
But the
That's
most
what you
important
want,
thing is, the other thing is so important. I think I saw a study or something about kids seeing their mum working out. That's
Yeah.
so important.
Okay, you want to do a radial exercise?
Yeah.
We're going to do a radial exercise, so we'll
Okay.
do it. This bench probably isn't the best like this to do, but you're basically going to be holding 2 dumbbells down here, right? And you're literally just going to flare it
Yeah,
out, so you're going to
perfect.
be pushing back outwards like this.
Let's do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice and simple.
قم وغني قد مللنا زيف راية السلام زيف راية السلام غني للعرب جراح يا ترى من ذا الملام غزة الأبطال أمست تشتكي جور اللئام.
You see the difference from how you're doing it first to how you're doing it now? Yeah?
Yeah, bro. That feels good.
Good? You felt it?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah?
What's this working out?
This is working
delts.
out your rear delts. Your rear delt muscle. It's a tiny muscle, but I'll show you.
It's really important to work the whole shoulder girdle. Most people do too much pushing exercises. They don't balance the shoulder by balancing the rear delts as well. Working at them equally as much.
So again, it's most based around your posture, right? So your rear delts are this tiny muscle that is literally just here. But if you work on that, you'll push your whole shoulder blades back, and it'll make your body and your form and your posture look a lot more straight and a lot more direct, right? Because normally everyone's down like this. This is how you don't want to be, especially everyone that's working, stuck on a laptop, working from home, in an office. They always slouch down like this. So their posture is automatically already gone down. So work on your back, start with your rear delts. It'll pinch them shoulders backwards. You'll be a bit more upright. And then you can start sculpting everything else. You'll start working on your lats, on your back, your traps, and you'll feel and look a lot more better as well. The roundness of your shoulders will come through as well. How are you helping your clients pick where to invest or where to be putting their money and everything?
So our approach is completely holistic. We don't want you just investing into stocks. We don't want you just investing into crypto. We don't want you just investing into property. I mean, I'm not opposed to people just having a property portfolio as opposed to just crypto or just stocks, because property arguably in good areas is less volatile, is less risk because it's brick and mortar.
Yeah.
But our ethos is that we want you to be investing
more of
across
it.
everything,
One more.
across everything.
Across
Going
everything.
nice and holistic,
Yeah.
which is going to produce the strongest, most balanced, minimal risk portfolio.
Yeah. Okay, now you've taken your top off, you should be able to see a lot more. Yes, there, that's it.
غزة الأبطال أمست تشتكي جور اللئام تسرق الأفراح منها ثم توزة تستضام وكذا العدل.
Yeah. A lot challenging.
Yeah,
Now
bro.
we're going to do lateral raises, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, lateral raises on your shoulders.
So a nice healthy portfolio of stocks,
Yeah.
crypto, gold, property, alternative assets, that is what's going to produce the healthiest returns, the most consistent returns, the most balanced with regards to risk over the long term. There's no point putting the majority of your portfolio in high risk assets, right? Unless you are someone who's completely okay with that risk, and then you need to understand that risk is real.
Yeah.
I think one of the major issues that we face is people not understanding risk.
So then how do you help people teach risk management? No, posture right, chest up, back straight. Just take your hands up to here. Yeah, perfect. That's it, wicked. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Much better. This is probably one of the exercises that everyone gets challenging,
So
and
we have
everyone
to-
finds a lot
yeah.
harder in the gym to do. Lateral raises. That's what I had to make sure. Chest up, back straight. Yeah? You see the difference? Now you're working just your delts here. Yes, good. A lot better. Perfect. Nice. Good. That's it. Yeah, good.
Yeah, good, bro.
Very well, man. You're doing good, man. You're doing good.
Risk is something that we
Risk,
have to
yes,
teach
risk.
so aggressively.
Yes.
Is because people are faced with a high risk opportunity. Like some random person, their cousin, their uncle will come, or their auntie will come to say, oh listen, I've got a friend who does XYZ. They're
Yeah.
promising 10% a month returns. First of all, 10% a month is ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. Nobody, I don't know any legitimate investment that is going to give you 10% return a month that is low to moderate risk. That is legitimate. So most of the time, if someone's coming to you saying they're going to give you 10% returns a month,
Yeah.
most likely it's a scam, or it's a high. It might be a legitimate investment or opportunity, but it's high risk. And what I say when I say high risk,
Would you tell people? Well, not would you tell people, but if something's high risk, would you tell people to avoid it?
no.
No.
What we do is we tell them put a small percentage of your first to make sure it's not a scam, right?
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Don't make sure it's not a scam, right? And then put a small percentage of your portfolio, right? The point is, most people don't understand when they're faced with a high risk opportunity, they're like, well, all they can think about is the return. Oh, if this works, then I'm going to become a millionaire in 6 months or a year,
It's
right?
not calculating how
But
many
the-
crypto coins and how
yeah.
many meme coins they're getting for it to hit 0.001 just to hit a million.
But they're not factoring in the fact that you can actually lose all your money, right?
Yeah.
So they might put like £20,000, £50,000 in, and all they're thinking about, oh, is if this 10x is in value, then I'm half a way to a millionaire. You're not considering if you lose that. Are you able to afford losing £20,000 or £50,000 in one go?
Yeah.
Most people are no. And they won't learn from that mistake. They'll lose that money and then they'll make that mistake again. They don't learn from it.
Give some examples of people that you've helped change their life in terms of not relying on, let's say, mortgages, being able to buy a house, being able to invest their money wisely and seeing positive returns. And you're not allowed to include yourself.
Again, most of our biggest case studies, positive case studies, are from our first clients.
Yeah.
Because as we say consistently, we're not offering a get rich quick scheme. We can offer you to make a lot of money, but it's going to take a few years, right?
Yeah.
So our best case studies, our best testimonials are from our first students 4 years ago, who started with us and been investing consistently. One example, one of our students started off, did our program, and then after a year, we had a consultation and he said, listen, the house that I live in is, I bought it with help from family, so halal loans,
Yeah.
and I've got a little bit of student loans left. Should I pay off these debts first, or should I just start investing consistently and pay them off slower, those loans? So listen, Islamically, get out of debt. Islamically and for your mental health, get out of debt first, and then can start investing consistently. He did exactly that. He paid off his first home. He is in the process of paying off his second home mortgage free, or buying it in cash. And I think the last time I checked, he had approximately 6 figures just in his crypto portfolio, which we generally recommend. It's a very basic general recommendation, is around 10 to 15% of your portfolio.
Okay.
So if he has 6 figures in his crypto portfolio, I mean, even if it's slightly higher, right, because crypto has exploded so much over the last few years, even if his crypto portfolio is like 30, 40%, still 6 figures just in his crypto portfolio, right? That's one example. Second example, again, another one of our clients, invested consistently, invested into crypto again. We talk about crypto a lot because crypto is the asset classes that has boomed the most over the last few years. We still, obviously, when crypto goes down into the bear market, we're going to focus on other assets that are producing more, right? But these guys invested consistently at the bottom of the crypto bear market around 2021, 2022, 2023-ish, when nobody was talking about crypto, right? When it was down at the bottom, they invested consistently, and then crypto exploded,
Yeah.
and then they're able to benefit. That's how people make life-changing money.
Yeah. No.
In consistency.
I guess people are just skeptical or probably scared about investing because they always like to end up hearing so many more horror stories. This person lost this much, this person lost X amount, this person
That's
lost
what
this.
happens when you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
When you don't know how to invest, when you're just investing into
And I
high
think that's
risk
what
assets.
scares a lot of people in terms
Yeah.
of just investing generally
Yeah.
or putting any money in,
Yeah.
right? Because one, they think it's another get-rich-quick scheme, and two, they end up thinking that, yeah, you know what, I'm going to end up losing this money, so they don't end up doing it. But with everything going on right now, war, Trump, tariffs, everything, a bit of uncertainty, what would you say to like the average everyday investor?
Uncertainty is only in the short term. There's always going to be uncertainty. There's always going to be volatility in the markets. If you're looking at the short term, then yeah, I can't guarantee you what's going to happen in the short term. I have no idea what's going to happen in the short term.
Yeah.
But over the long term, assets always recover. Good assets produce amazingly over the long term. So you need to stop looking short term. You need to look at the long term. Forget about short term volatility.
No, that does make sense, and that does make sense. So generally, right, from a general rule of thumb, if you were to put a number on it, how many years would you say it takes for someone to start seeing a good amount of returns?
For our clients, because we focus on professionals, dentists, etc., who have really high income, 10, 15 years.
10,
Sorry,
15.
even 5, 10 years, sorry. 5, 10 years.
yeah.
Legitimately, within 5, 10 years. A bunch of our first clients who joined us 4 years ago are in the mid 6-figure range.
Okay, nice.
Portfolios. So with professionals who are making 10, 15, 20,000 pounds a month, I mean, I understand that's not the average, right?
Front raises.
I understand that's not the average, but we're not targeting average members of the general public. That's why we target professionals, because teaching professionals how to invest and make huge amounts of money over the long term is easy. It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
Even if someone comes to me and they make like minimum wage, right, I can still help you, but it's much harder. You have to have a more conservative mindset, because with your income and the amount that you're able to invest, you can still make life-changing money. And investing is always going to be better than not investing. Unfortunately, a lot of the time, when people come to us who are making minimum wage or approximately that level, they come to us with unrealistic expectations.
So just saying that then, right now you're helping professionals and you're helping dentists and doctors that are working with a good wage. What if there's somebody like you literally just said right now, that wants to invest but doesn't earn the amount of money in terms of like a doctor or a dentist or anything like that?
Listen,
what advice would you give to them, somewhere for them to start off with?
there's 2 ways to make a lot of money. If you are starting from the position where you don't have a lot of money, then you don't have as much money to leverage, meaning you have to work harder. Okay? You have to put your little bit of money where your mouth is, and you have to put a lot of work in. Professionals who are making 6 figures a year, 10, 15,000 pounds a month, you have more leverage with regards to your income. So you can put your money where your mouth is, and you still have to work hard, but you don't need to work as hard as someone
who's on minimum wage.
You can take shortcuts, like paying for a mentor.
A bit more higher up.
Yeah, you can pay for a mentor.
Yeah.
For example, we offer an entire stock market investing program, right? But it's in a book format, right? It's in the book format.
Yeah.
Meaning we'll give you all of the information that you need, but you have to put in you have to read the book yourself, and you have to action things yourself, right? It teaches you everything A to Z. If you are a professional dentist, etc., then we will mentor you a bit more one-to-one, because that means we can leverage our time. We can give you more time. We can give you that one-to-one access. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So we can help you make faster returns, but obviously that's going to cost. Obviously, our time costs money. So that's how it is. If you don't have much money, you can still do the same things, but it's going to take a lot more hard work.
Yeah.
If you have money,
you want more front race.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. You got veins coming through and everything, bro.
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't know, bro. I think I just had a lot of salt. How important is consistency in fitness, gym, diet for mental health? For
mental
professionals,
health,
for dentists. Considering the fact that dentists are the highest rate of depression and self-deletion, shall we say.
No way, I wouldn't have
Yeah,
known
man.
that for dentists.
Got the social media unlocked, man.
Yeah, man. So how important is fitness exercise for mental health? And
See, for fitness, you need somewhere to channel all your stress, all your work issues, all your challenges that you're facing. And sometimes the gym is probably like the only best place to do that. You don't want to end up relying on comfort food, or you don't want to end up doing stuff that's going to end up causing damage or causing problems to your health. No one's really got that way to channel the energy elsewhere. So the gym sometimes is the best way, right? You know as well, when you have a good workout, you feel good, right? You de-stress, and whatever's going on at home or business or family or life and all that kind of stuff, you switch off the moment you come in the gym. It clears your mind, it gives you that bit of like mental clarity as well. And then afterwards you feel good, like, okay, you know what, I thought of this, or you know what, okay, let me tackle this problem this way. You feel good there. So it gives you that extra bit of break that you need from the office, from constantly thinking about, I don't know what you guys dentists think about, molars and teeth and this gum disease and how to brush and what not to do. Do you get it? So it's a complete change, isn't it, basically?
what we are thinking about is all those cases that maybe didn't go as well as planned. And one of the things that keeps a dentist up at night is thinking about those patients where maybe you could have done a little bit better.
One of the things that keeps a coach up at night is the dentist that got away. No, but fitness is probably like, I literally wrote a script about this the other day, right? It was on about brushing your teeth. If you don't brush your teeth today, you're not going to see the difference. If you don't brush your teeth tomorrow, you won't see the difference. But in a month, your gums will start bleeding. In 5 years, the dentist is going to be pulling your teeth out.
Spot on, bro.
But that problem didn't occur on that first day. The problem occurred 5 years down the line. Same with fitness. You miss one workout, nothing's going to happen. 2 workouts, nothing's going to happen. But 5 years down the line, you're going to be like, damn, you know what? I'm unhealthy. I can't do this. I can't do that. Why? It didn't happen overnight. It's a build-up constantly of not looking after yourself, neglecting your health.
Yeah.
So that's what it is, bro.
Alhamdulillah.
What are you drinking, Chef?
Electrolytes with lots of salt. Celtic salt. Alhamdulillah.
No, it's good. You need it. You need it. See, one thing you want to remember is just more or less all-round fitness.
Yeah.
You're not in the gym to become a bodybuilder. Yeah? That's not the end goal. The end goal is one, being healthy, keeping fit, being a role model for your kids, just being able to be there for your kids as well, right? Long term, you're investing long term. Why? For a better future, right? For not having problems later on in life. The same with fitness. That's why they both go hand in hand. You're not training right now for that short term goal. It's the more long term effect. You want to be training, you want to be healthier, you don't want to be relying on medication. You don't want to be relying on doctor visits and we're Asians, bro. All our parents have got diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol.
Yeah, that's it.
All of them, they all go hand in hand with our food, with our habits that we have. So it's about reversing all of this. Being able to show you that, listen, you can enjoy yourself, you can enjoy food, you can enjoy going out to eat with your missus and kids, and still be healthy and still look after your health as well.
100%, bro.
Yeah, because that's what, you want that balance, right?
100%.
You want to be able to have fun as well as be fit at the same time.
2 things that massively improve mental health is having brothers around you, right? Which is what we're trying to do, build that consistency, where the brothers who are building high-level businesses or going through severe amounts of stress are able to come together, just sitting together, even for coffee or dinner, with brothers who are doing the same thing as you, working as hard as you. Is such a game changer. Opens your mind, helps you relax. You can't talk about a lot of your stresses with your wife. Can't talk them to your children, can't talk to your mother. Even a lot of our fathers, right? Especially if they're very old school, you can't really talk to them about these kind of things. But your boys, your team, your tribe, your wolf pack, whatever you want to call it, the brothers who are building businesses or doing similar things to you, your fellow dentists, professionals, etc. You need to go out, see them regularly, and that's going to have the biggest effect on your mental health, and then obviously physicality.
Having that friend circle where you can just talk to, where you don't have to just talk business, just a friend.
Yeah, exactly.
It's important as well. Just, Joe, listen, are you all right? Like, what's going on? Yeah, everything good. Just stop stimble stuff like that, because again, you're constantly in your head, okay, stress, business. You come to see some of your so-called friends and they're just talking about, oh, my business and this, your business is doing this is what you're doing. Sometimes you just want to switch off and you just want to listen, bro. I just want to just talk. Let's just talk about life. Yeah? That can just help you as well. Do you get it? Life doesn't have to be all about business. Okay, yeah, it's fun, it's good, but that little bit of switching off, this is where the gym is for me then. When the gym's in, for me, the gym, I come, okay, yeah, safe, I'm a coach, I'm training for myself, I'm helping other Muslims as well. But now the gym is more, put my headphones in, switch everything else off, don't talk to nobody, and just train for myself. And just not 100%. Having nobody constantly, okay, I'm doing this much a month, oh, how much are you doing? 10K this, 10K that, 20K this, 30K this, okay. And it's like, listen, man, just be quiet, let me just train. Do you get it? That's what it is. But let's go do arms. I need to grab my water bottle. I don't know where I left it, somewhere, bro.
سارت للمجد قوافلنا وسمت بالعزم المنطلق وتخط السير بإقدام يبدو كالنور المنبثق سارت للمجد قوافلنا وسمت بالعزم المنطلق وتخط السير بإقدام يبدو كالنور المنبثق
Fitness, staying in shape, being in shape, for your physicality, for your mental health, for your mindset, for brothers that want to get number 2.
First, you're going to have to build the strength up and that courage in the gym to ask wife number 1 first, and then number 2 will come, right? No, you want to be strong enough in every single aspect and not rely on supplements like Shilajit that I think that are gonna help you. But just generally, whether you're gonna go for number 2, number 3, number 4, right? You need the stamina, endurance, physical strength, mental strength to deal with everything that comes with it, right?
What's the best stamina exercise?
Run, cardio. Come here, use this machine. This machine's good.
For biceps?
Yes. And you'll get a nice pump looking in the mirror. Yeah.
Are there any supplements you recommend people to take?
Supplements that you need to take are probably only whey protein, right, and creatine. Take your multivitamins and everything else that you probably need, like your probiotics, fiber tablets if you're struggling with anything. But they're your main two, whey protein and creatine. They're both scientifically backed. You don't really need anything else. If you want pre-workout, you can have a pre-workout or having a coffee, which generally a lot of people end up having. They're probably like the only two that you have. You don't need all this ZMAs, BCAs, all that kind of stuff, but your food has to be good as well, right? Because again, these are just supplements. They're not hacks. Do you get it? It's a supplement is basically something that just helps with your food. A supplement, it just supplements it, right? It's literally the name says it. You don't need to rely on them and be like, okay, yeah, this is like the magic thing that I need to do. So yeah.
You train every day?
Do I train every day? Does it look like I train every day?
Yeah,
that's it. Then yeah, that's what it's working. No, I don't. Right now, the weight training is only 3 times a week. Yes, 3 times a week. It's more cardio, athletic training, more helping me in terms of fitness, in terms of movement, in terms of coordination, mobility, just the everyday grown man stuff, right?
How do you feel when you don't work out?
How do I feel when I don't work out? Rested is one word I would use because my body obviously takes a rest, but my day doesn't seem right. If I don't exercise in the day, my day don't feel or seem like, yeah, okay, I feel good. Because me, I train in the morning, I start my day off with it, right? The only time I won't train is if I've got football in the evening, right? But even though I'm doing some sort of physical activity, if I don't start my day correctly, there's like something missing. I'm missing that morning push, which is what I've been so used to doing over the past, let's say 5, 6, 7 years because I train in the mornings. So yeah, man, it doesn't feel as good or as right. You're doing a set? Sorry, bro.
One more set. Sorry.
Huh?
In triceps. What's your long-term vision, bro? What do you want to achieve
long-term
financially?
vision, financially, what I want to achieve financially, bro. Like you said, like I.
What? If I
still remember when you ended up having that call. Like, what does your life look like 10 years down the line?
Yeah, that's exactly.
I was like, bro, I'm already living that kind of life.
Allah Mubarak.
You get it, alhamdulillah.
Yeah,
right?
mashallah.
I may not have the 7, 8, 9, 10 figure business, but I'm at peace. I'm comfortable. I'm happy.
Alhamdulillah.
Long-term goals financially, again, in terms of is investment-wise, having that portfolio where I'm not relying on work a lot more, being able to possibly, let's say, buy a property outright without relying on mortgage. But then it's not a major must, like, oh, you know what, I'm dying, I need a property, right? I need a house to my name, I need this, because it's not like I'm happy renting, right? Like, I'm happy renting. Genuinely, there's nothing like wrong. I don't find anything wrong with it.
You know the other thing, seeing the UAE and the GCC in general, you actually have a lot of stability when you're renting.
Yeah.
Because in general,
Pay 6 months, 12 months.
exactly.
Yeah.
Most landlords here, because there's so many properties and developments up and coming,
Yeah.
they don't really want to switch tenants. If you're here long term, they're not going to kick you out generally.
Yeah. So generally, I'm happy renting. For me, I don't know, long-term goals, investment-wise, financially-wise, being able to just be comfortable. That's wherever I'm staying, having enough to be like, yeah, you know what? Okay, I'm earning, let's say XYZ amount, and I'm not worrying. I think this is what a lot of people end up doing is they end up worrying, okay, how am I gonna make ends meet? How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna be able to buy this for my wife? Or how am I gonna be able to, if anything goes wrong? Like, yeah, man.
So you're saying you don't have that fear?
I don't have that fear, no, alhamdulillah. I don't, genuinely.
But this is a point about financial resilience, right? Is that it's one thing having consistent income, to the point where you can rely on it and you don't have fear. But financial resilience is having your finances in check so that you have an emergency fund, you have backup options, and you have income that you can take from different areas in the worst case scenario. Okay. That's financial resilience, right? That's what everyone needs to focus on developing.
I guess investment-wise and money-wise, there's a lot more a bigger conversation, because I think financial management, money management is probably a lot more important for a lot of us than just trying to invest X, Y, Z, right? And I think you probably agree as well.
It's
A lot of people,
two sides of the same coin,
Yeah.
right? Financial management allows you to invest
yeah, but
consistently.
then a lot of like money management, people don't know
Basic
how to
money
spend
management, yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, that's massive.
People
That's
don't
massive.
spend. They just blow money out left, right, and center. The paycheck comes, they'll buy everything and anything.
Yeah.
But it's about knowing, okay, how you splitting your money up, where are you splitting your money up? Your business is making X, Y, Z. Where are you doing? What are you doing with that money? How have you got money aside? Have you got money here? Have you got money there? Do you get it? That was probably what a lot of people struggle with, or probably don't even know how to do themselves.
100%.
Basic stuff like
Well,
that.
that's one of our battles.
Yeah.
It's teaching people who are making 10, 15K a month how to manage that much money.
Yeah.
A lot of our clients come immigrants, first, second generation immigrants. So they don't come from money. So when they suddenly start making 10, 15K a month, they're like,
lost-
oh my
they're
God,
like, whoa,
and
okay,
start
that's
spending it. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah.
You know,
Get it.
hotels and handbags and all this crazy stuff.
Oh, you buy handbags?
Expensive no.
You buy handbags?
We have
he came,
No.
he came out there,
No,
bro.
this
he came out there.
This is what my clients tell me.
Oh, your
right?
clients,
So
yeah.
they obviously. So we've had clients in the past who just spend like 5K a month on handbags.
No way.
Crazy, man. Yeah. So.
That's crazy, man.
I mean, on one hand, if it's like a Hermes, I don't know, like the investment grade handbags, right? But if it's one of those that might at least hold its value and you're able to sell it later, but the rest of them, they're just gonna, what's the point having a big stock and store of.
But then,
handbags?
okay, that's good that you mentioned the handbags, right? Investment doesn't need to then generally be stocks as well, right? It can be.
Oh yeah, that's
Watches,
alternative assets.
cars.
Right? So did you come attend that
I did
webinar?
attend, but I
so
heard- yeah.
Barry has held webinars for us on luxury watches, Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Right? There's a bunch of other alternative assets that you don't have to. Abu Bakr does supercars. That's an
Yeah.
alternative asset investment. Cars can be an asset. Very difficult to structure in a way that they're asset because, especially supercars, they depreciate in value so quickly and so massively. It's not easy, but it is possible. It's possible if you structure it right. You buy the right car. Porsches, from what I understand, a good Porsche will hold its value. One of the Porsches was very, very common in the UK, and basically they couldn't get them off the shelf because they were just not selling. They were so oversaturated in the market that nobody wanted to buy them, and the value was tanking. So again, you have to be
pick
careful.
wise, yeah.
Yeah. But some Porsches, some other supercars will hold their value potentially, as long as you don't rag them and add 100,000 miles onto it in a year. But so you can. It's possible. It's not easy, but you have to structure the deal properly.
Fair dues.
Yeah, lots of different things can count as assets. Shall we head?
Yeah, I'm on you, bro. Whatever you want to do. Anything else? Do you
Let's
want to
do it, bro. Shall we
videos on your phone or
Let's do
anything
some
like that?
rotator cuffs and then that's us,
Yeah.
inshallah.
Just loosen out your rotor cuffs. So obviously do it on the cable here.
What's your average like recovery protocol?
Recovery protocol, sleep. Sleep, yeah. Sleep is probably like the most important. I need to make sure that I get 7 hours of sleep. Now, people are probably thinking, oh my God, how are you sleeping for 7 hours? It's too difficult. Listen, you can get sleep in, you can break it up. This is where, you know what? If you think that you need to sleep or if you're not getting enough sleep, this is where, you know, like that whoop bands, they can help because then you can keep a track of how many hours you actually sleep in, how much you actually need based around your training. That gives you like a little ballpark figure. And from there, you can then determine, okay, am I doing the right amounts? Am I doing less? Am I doing too much? And it'll make it a lot easier for yourself as well to manage.
Did you use one of them?
I did use them. I used it for like 2-3 weeks. I got the information that I needed from there in terms of the data wise. And then I adapted my body accordingly from what it was basically. So I knew.
One thing that I've been going with.
I don't rely on it, but I just use it just for the time being of just, if I'm going off, I just use it to just steer me back in again because then sometimes you've got that little data. Okay, I'm training for X amount, I've burnt 1,000 calories. Okay, my sleep is like this. Okay, I'm recovering well, right? When I'm slightly going off, that then brings me back down into routine again, and then I'm in a good position basically. Rotary cuffs.
Oh, yeah.
Start off here like this. You can do it like this. Yeah. You can use a cable, right? So you stand here like this, yeah, and like this.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Them ones. Or you can use a resistor.
This is a good one actually.
What does this exercise do?
These are just for your rotary cuff. So
Yeah.
you're not injuring or causing any pain. If you had any difficulty or you probably had you injured.
Yeah. I've had a lot of rotator cuff
You've had
injuries.
a lot
so
of injuries basically.
You have to. The shoulder girdle is a mess. It's like a spaghetti junction of ligaments and all kind of things, which can get impinged very quickly, especially if you're lifting heavily, without warming up properly, without warming up the whole girdle properly. So again, this is when people just do straight away too much pushing and they don't work the back enough and rear delts enough. It's a balance. The muscles are
using the resistance band. Using the resistance band is probably a much better way of just loosening out your rotary cuff. So doing exercises like this, doing exercises where you're here, you're opening it against basically. It helps you a lot more. He's got a lot of rotary cuff injuries, but I can tell probably one of the reasons why from his first chest exercise, where he ended up bringing it down and then he ended up going out with his elbow. So you look at the pressure that it's bringing, you're bringing it down and then your shoulders are flaring up. So the movement is coming down in that angle. Do you get it? If I do this, and I'm trying to work my incline chest, there's a lot of pressure on my shoulder, right? It's not meant to be. I'm only working chest. So if I bring it just to here, there's no pressure on my shoulder, but it's all on my chest. You get it? So that then takes away half the injuries that you may be feeling as well. So it's just understanding your body as well. The movement patterns. Try doing it like this. I think this will probably help better than the actual bars itself. So you basically set a resistance band and same. There. You'll get more movement out of it as well. But just always make sure that your elbow stays tucked into your body. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, that was a really good workout, man. So Gaffa is saying that he needs to do an extra 15 minutes because he's not felt much. I'm feeling pretty exhausted. Alhamdulillah, we just went for the pump. We didn't really lift massively heavy. Alhamdulillah, you don't always need to lift super heavy in order to get a good workout. It's about just pumping the blood around the muscles, and that's enough of a mental health treatment. Alhamdulillah, such a good feeling. Let's jump into... Yeah, we'll go check it out, yeah.
What's your favorite cardio machine?
It's either stepper or the sprint treadmill.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, steppers are horrible. It's such torture, but amazing machines.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Is that Pokemon? Are they playing Pokemon on the TVs?
They got TVs, huh?
Yeah, brilliant machines, man. So alhamdulillah, bro, you joined us. You joined our agency about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I was in Umrah when you joined, actually, before Ramadan.
Yeah, before Ramadan.
Actually, so longer than that, maybe 3 months. So you're almost completed the main foundations program. What do you feel is the main thing that you've picked up from the program so far?
One, understanding that you don't just blindly invest in the stock market like you just throw money at it. I think that's the key thing. Understanding like there's a reason why you're doing stuff, why you're doing certain stuff, and where people are losing money in, right? I think everyone because it's so easy of opening, just trading 2-on-2, depositing money in, and looking at all the different stocks and different symbols there are, and then you're just looking at the charts thinking, oh, if it's gone up, then it's gonna go down, and if it's gonna go down, that means it's gonna go up again. And it's so easy, ready to buy, but you're not really like looking at the factors the fundamentals that are part of it. Do you get it? So I think that's another thing as well. It's understanding the reasoning why behind it, and that's one of the key things as well.
It's a really common scenario that a lot of new investors fall into prey, right? It's fascinating that people can look at the charts of stock market, crypto, etc., and think that they recognize a few patterns, and then think that they can just put a little bit of money in and magically it's going to go up and then they're going to sell. Right? On the surface level, buying low and then waiting for it to go up and then selling high, it sounds really easy. Right, but it's actually really hard.
Because when it goes high, then it's like, oh, let me just wait for it to go a bit more high. Oh, let me just wait for it to go high. And then before you know it, bro, it's dropped below and it's thinking, oh,
and
crap.
you've actually lost money, right?
Oh, crap. Do I pull out now? Do I not pull out now? Let me just leave it in. And then the moment, if you sell, then the next moment you look at it, it's gone even more higher. And it's like, oh, bro, what am I doing?
So what you're touching on is one of the reasons why there's a 97% failure rate for traders. And obviously what we do is in long-term investing. So the point I was making while we were working out is that, see, in the short term, nobody knows what's going to happen. I don't care who it is, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Donald Trump, right? Except Nancy Pelosi, right? Maybe Nancy Pelosi knows what's going to happen in the short term, but nobody else knows, right? The reason I mentioned Nancy Pelosi is because, again, being part of the government, I'm not going to say anything more specific, but her portfolio, Nancy Pelosi is one of the US government congresswomen or whatever, and somehow her portfolio has performed several times better than anyone else, almost anyone else in the stock market, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say too much about how she's able to do that, right? But generally, nobody else really knows what's going to happen in the short term, okay?
Yeah.
But in the long term, again, based on what you were talking about, fundamentals, if you're investing into a company on the stock market, you base your investment decision on the fundamentals, right? So you're going to base it on two things, proof of concept and ability to scale, right? So the company that you are looking to invest into, does it have real proof of concept that's solid? For example, Tesla, okay? Tesla has proof of concept. Again, this is not a recommendation to invest into Tesla. It's not financial advice. It's just an example. Tesla had real proof of concept. It had an electric car that it was able to produce. It was functional. Yeah, there's a few small issues here and there with regards to full self-driving and you know, there's always going to be stories of it crashing and all this kind of stuff. Right? Listen, there's teething issues and the naysayers of electric cars and the issues are always going to downgrade the progress that they have made, right? And I'm not talking pro or against Tesla. I'm just giving you an example, right? But once you know for a fact that this company has proof of concept, they can create electric cars that work, and they are constantly improving. Every new version of the Tesla S or Model M, whatever, is better than the last, and they now have the ability to scale. That is a recipe for long-term growth. And you can say with confidence that, okay, 5-10 years in the future, I'm confident that this company is going to do very well. But then the other side is consistently staying up to date with that company. Yeah. Right? That is investing, essentially. In a nutshell, bro, isn't it? Making sure that you're investing according to fundamentals, and then making sure you're keeping up to date.
It's like one of the things that you said in one of the videos is understanding why you're investing in it and knowing your exit strategy as well. I think that's another thing that was like, yeah, because normally, again, like we explained, you're just literally putting money in with no real idea as to when you're going to get out, when you're going to get out. Is there a strategy to get out? But most people don't. Yeah, you know. Get it? And then this is learning. It's a long-term skill that you want to then obviously develop as you progress into it as well, and as you grow into it. But it's understanding the reasoning behind why you would do certain stuff in the first place, rather than just picking a random 4-letter symbol or three-letter symbol and just throwing money at it because you've seen someone on Twitter talk about it.
And this is again something we hear a lot, and we see people who don't know how to invest. They will look to the internet, to random forums or random YouTube channels, Reddit, and say, "Oh, I bought Tesla. I've made some money magically. Somehow they've made money, right, on Tesla or crypto or whatever." And they say, "Oh, should I sell? Should I sell?" The point is, if you have done proper research and you understand what you're investing into, then the only reason that you should sell is if the fundamentals have changed, if that company has changed for the worse, or something has occurred in the financials of the company, maybe they've missed a quarterly target, or you need the money, okay, or you're reaching a point where you are actually in a position where you're in a position where you want to retire and you need access to that money, okay? Another example might be, right, a lot of our guys have made huge amounts, alhamdulillah, in crypto over the last couple of years because they invested consistently, went at the bottom of the bear market when nobody was talking about crypto, and because of that patience and consistency, they were able to benefit. They were able to benefit from all the upside, right? And now that they've made benefit of that massive upside potential, right, that they one potential recommendation, and what a lot of the most competent crypto investors are doing, these guys that I've got in my network who have 9-figure portfolios in crypto, what they're doing is once they've made all of that upside profit from crypto, which is massively high risk, right, is rotating it into safer assets like property, right? And an amazing.
So he's still basically building wealth, but it's in a more safer.
You're switching from something crypto, which is massively high risk, very volatile, and you're just solidifying those profits into something that is much safer, brick and mortar, which is property, right?
Yeah, like I think like you said, it's about diversifying in a way where you know exactly how you've split. Okay, you've split 50%, 30%, 20%, 10%
exactly.
in different allocations, and from there you're just literally adjusting the budgeting wise based on where your money is and at the time.
Exactly.
Because every class is going to change, right? Bull market, bear market, you're just going to be then investing. Your mindset is then just changing around, and you're not just throwing money at it and just hoping for the best.
Exactly, bro. So, bro, you said that you did Hijrah 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So, from the guys that we generally network with, the guys from the UK, US, who did Hijrah to the UAE, right?
Okay.
2 years is actually a lot longer than most of the guys.
Oh, no,
On
yes.
average, it's about a year to
Okay.
eight months to a year. I've been here 8-9 months. So, what point did you know that you needed to do Hijrah?
At what point? I think I've always wanted to move to the Middle East or move to the UAE, and I think then slowly it was do I buy a house in UK and just be stranded there for the next 25 years? Yeah,
That's exactly
I
what I
didn't
was
want
doing.
that. I didn't want that. Do you get it? So that's what it was. And then it was like, okay, you know what? I've always wanted to move to the Middle East, no matter where it was. That was like literally one of the like main goals or like one of the dreams. Then it was just again, Allah opens paths and
Subhanallah.
you get it from out of nowhere. I started online coaching. Online coaching started obviously picking up, and then it was like, okay, grow it to a position where I can work remotely. I can be anywhere. I don't need to be based in England and based in the UK just for it to grow. And then from there, that's it. Explored the moment I knew that yes, you know what, I can leave and I've got a business now that's able to make me money while being anywhere with my laptop. I was like, yeah, listen, I'm going to the Middle East, man. That's it. There's my sign. And yeah, alhamdulillah, man. I've not looked back since. Just kept on growing and growing.
What was the considerations for you with regards to where exactly you moved? For example, why not Morocco or Turkey, Saudi, Oman? Why was it like?
I think I only came to the first place I visited was Dubai, right? And I think because I've known people here as well, I've got friends here that are still here as well. It's good for us in that sense where we're not perfect Muslims,
Of course.
right? We're trying to do as well and as much as we can to obviously help ourselves improve as well, right? But again, I think one of the other things for me was a place to train in it. And I think once I went to that gym in Dubai, I was like, yeah, I'm moving here. But alhamdulillah, now it's still good because it's like, okay, the gym was one of the factors, but also like just living, enjoying yourself, having the sun here. I mean, safety aspect is one of them. There's no crackheads around town or around city centre, do you get it? Or around any of the malls. It motivates you that extra bit more to even push yourself further because you don't want to fail. That's another thing as well. And yeah, man, all around you're just meeting people that are actually good in it. That the brothers that you want to connect with.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's one of the key things that I've noticed while I've been here as well, man, for 2 years.
Yeah. Mashallah, so that was actually one of the main considerations for me. So I mean, I love Turkey so much. I've been to Morocco countless times, maybe 5, 6, 7 times. Again, Turkey maybe 3, 4, 5 times maybe. Istanbul, Antalya.
I guess when you go there on holiday compared to living there, it's completely different.
The thing is, I went to Antalya with my wife and kid 3 years ago, almost, right? Alhamdulillah, this is when my business was kicking off, investments were going well, etc. Crypto was booming. And so I spent a month.
The last bull run.
Yeah, so I spent a month in Antalya, right?
Okay.
And I loved it. Antalya was beautiful, right? The cost of living was really good. Your money goes really far. We were staying in a beautiful apartment that was right next to the beach, right?
Okay.
And they just invested, the Turkish government has just invested massive amounts into the boardwalk, the beach area, like the full, like 13 miles along the beach, to invest like full restaurants and that whole kind of thing along the beach, right?
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. But then what around that time was obviously when Russia-Ukraine was kicking off. So the Turkish government changed the residency rules, so it wasn't as easy to get residency. So I mean, subhanAllah, it's incredible the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes things work out. But Turkey was definitely on the cards, and then
What made you pick
well,
UAE?
so and then I went back to the UK, and then I was like, okay, I was in a similar position to you. If I buy a property in the UK, then that's me setting my foundations in the UK, and I can't really move, right? People think that, again, as we were talking about upstairs, people think that owning a home is financial security, right? I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that's financial security. But what it definitely is it massively reduces your flexibility and
Yeah, of
location
being a lot more free,
independence,
yeah.
right? You don't have location independence when you own a home, and it's not easy to sell a home. Something it might be on the market for 6 months, a year, 2 years, and nobody wants to buy it, right?
Yeah, nobody
so
wants it.
we were in a similar position, and then subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave it, put barakah in our rizq, etc. And then the main consideration was a network, right? I knew Dubai is the place that you're going to get powerful networking. So I came, we had an event for our private network. Don't know if you heard the Black Label Network. We started this a few years ago. And we had an event in Dubai last year in January. It was a 4-day event. We got a beautiful Airbnb in Marina. And we basically did sparring in the morning, and then we had masterminds, and then business incubators where there's 8 brothers that came.
Yeah.
And every day a couple of brothers would stand at the front and they would present their business, and they would tell us the issues and the bottlenecks that they were facing. And the rest of the brothers, 7 brothers, would tear their business apart and then build it back up. And that was so valuable. SubhanAllah, I picked up probably 6-figure worth of value from that event. But that was the first time I ever came to Dubai. And then one of my friends, Ammari, he took me to Sharjah.
Yeah.
And I went there for 1 day, and I was like, man, this is it. I want to move here, bro. So we went to the shooting club, took us to the gym there.
Yeah.
We did a bit of shooting, etc. And I was like, I need.
See, I didn't know all of that, but I didn't know all of that in Dubai.
Okay.
So I went to the shooting club in Dubai, I went to the gym in Dubai, I went to the areas that I wanted to stay kind of like in Dubai basically. Do you get it? I didn't really come. Actually, I did come around Sharjah. I came around the Qasba?
Al-Qasba, yeah.
Al-Qasba, yeah. I came around there. It was okay. But I think my heart was more or less just set on Dubai, and that's it. Do you get it? Only because I wanted to train, because they were like, yeah, you know what? I'm in Dubai. I moved to Dubai now.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. But alhamdulillah, listen, it's been good. I've still been able to connect with people. I've still been able to work. I've been able to meet people as well that I probably wouldn't have met in England.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the key things. But then again, not just people in England. I mean, all over the world, right? I mean, we went horse riding today. A brother from Iraq, from India, that I'll probably never ever speak to in my life.
Yeah.
Do you get it? But we're still here. We're still talking to each other. We're still connecting with people.
That's the kind of networking
and that's the
opportunities
people that you end up meeting here, because everyone's here now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Those are the
that's what it
networking
is.
opportunities that you get
Yeah,
here
exactly.
in Dubai and Sharjah as well. Like Allah Mabarak, I know so many brothers that are in the similar space, online business, entrepreneurship, etc., that live in Sharjah. So this is another thing, right? You know, growing up, family would always say, "Oh, the Middle East isn't all it's cracked up to be, and it's not a paradise, etc." Yeah, nowhere is a paradise, right? That's a no-brainer. But when I came here, the one thing that kind of blew me away was it was a really backwards mindset. But I was expecting like a third world country, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was all these amazing facilities like this place that we're sitting in, right? This is better than anywhere that you will find in the
of course,
UK,
100%,
right?
definitely.
And it's not just this one gym.
All of them are
many,
like that.
all the facilities, Even in Sharjah, people think Sharjah is a desert. It's not a desert, right? It's beautiful, and the facilities, the malls, the shopping centres, the gyms, the masjids, all of the facilities are levels above the UK. Levels above.
And it's well looked after as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well looked after.
So that was the thing that stood out to me, right? I was like, oh bloody hell, people have lied to me my whole life. They think, oh, like the Middle East isn't all it's cracked up to be. It is all it's cracked up to be.
It's well developed. I think
really
the
well
areas that
developed,
we're going to be in, because obviously we've come from England, you want that you're not going to be living in like no hot, less like water leaking through and all that kind of stuff. You're going to be at least staying in a place where you enjoy as well.
Exactly.
That you want as well. Now you wouldn't be here if you wouldn't be here for me, the way I look at it is you're not going to be in Dubai if you're not making money. Yeah, otherwise you'll be back home and you'll be back to where you obviously probably want to be, right? So the people that you're going to meet are those that are actually making money as well. So you can connect with a lot more people, but then you can also live and enjoy yourself. Even if you're not going out there and doing all like that networking and all that kind of stuff, you can still enjoy your life just living off everything that's there. Because there's loads of, like you said, there's loads of facilities, there's loads of things to do. And if you don't want to do anything, just go sit on the beach. That's better. That's good, right? Huh?
Yeah.
Obviously not in the summer, but like just enjoy yourself. You can just enjoy yourself just doing that. So it's good, man. Alhamdulillah, man. I'm glad. I think I've done it at the right time.
Yeah.
When I had the business running at the right place and the right way.
Mubarak.
And yeah, man. Everything works for a reason, innit?
But
I think if I had moved before I'd got married and before I didn't have like the business and was doing personal training, then it probably would have been a completely different experience, and I probably would have hated it. Because I've got that bit of freedom now of obviously, okay, money is coming in, I've got the clients coming in, I'm still growing my business at the same time, I'm able to enjoy it that extra bit more.
Alhamdulillah. I think there still are a lot of brothers that I've met that are kind of still on that red
On the
line.
fence.
Yeah, on the fence. Where alhamdulillah, they love it here, but the cost of living is definitely pushing it. Maybe their business is struggling a little bit, or they're just about breaking even. But I think the major thing for me has been the fact that when you leave, I left the West with the intention of hijrah. Allahu A'lam. It's always there as a backup plan if worst case scenario, Allahu A'lam. Inshallah.
But you don't want to go back, innit? You don't want to have that mindset of obviously going back. You want to be like, yeah, listen, I'm here.
Yeah.
This is my home. This is my life. I don't want to go ever back to wherever we ended up coming from.
Yeah.
Right? That's like the last option. We want to just obviously move forward now, innit? That's what it is.
And that's the intention. I left the UK with the intention that I don't ever want to come back here to live. I don't ever want to come back. I'll come back to visit family if I need to, but I don't ever want to come back here to live. Do you know, so in some ways, especially when it gets really hot, there are things that I miss about the UK, right? Like Scotland, like the Highlands is beautiful.
Do you miss the rain?
I miss the rain. I miss the smell, the smell of the rain on a warm day, right? Oh, it's just, and then you've got obviously the scenery. The Highlands are beautiful. All of those amazing walks, etc. But the way I look at it is that Scotland or the UK is like a really beautiful prison.
Okay.
Right? So it's like a prison with loads of beautiful trees and stuff, and there's a courtyard that you can walk around in, and you get fresh air, and the water tastes a little bit nicer, but it's still a prison, right? So maybe I'll go back just to breathe some fresh air, taste some fresh Scottish water, and just
have a
de-stress. No, just get some.
What is it, fried Mars bar that you have in it?
I've never actually had one.
Never? No, Iron Brew then. Iron Brew.
Yeah, Iron Brew. Of course, bro. I miss Iron Brew, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I might go back just to like reminisce and get some of that.
You see family as well.
Yeah, see family and go for walks in the Highlands.
But you know it's not home.
Exactly.
When you go when you go back home now, you missed UAE.
Exactly.
And you think, you know what? Oh, okay. I can't believe I lived here for all this time. That's how I felt the last time I went. Oh my god! I this is where I used to live.
So this is going to be really interesting. So I'm going back in a month.
Okay.
For a few days.
Yeah.
Mostly just to pack some of my last few things.
Yeah.
And come straight back. My family, wife and kids are going to stay there for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Because they're missing all the in-laws, etc. And fair enough. You know, they need to spend time with them. But I'm just doing the bare minimum and coming straight back. So I'm looking forward to seeing how.
Is this the first time you're going back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how it is.
The first time is fun. The first time is, oh my god, everyone meets you. Yeah. The second time, everyone's in their own life. Like, you're back again. Yeah.
Exactly.
You got no one to talk to about Dubai or no one to talk to about
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Sick. Yeah.
Everyone's in their own life. Everyone will ask you, oh, how's it there? I'm thinking about moving. I want to move, but I don't know what to do there. And the same people will still be in the same place that they were 5-10 years prior to it as well.
Do you know what's frustrating?
So,
do you know what's frustrating is that before I left, right, I was speaking to some family friends who, on the surface, on paper, are older, 10, 15 years older.
Yeah.
They have major assets, right? So under family, they have maybe 7 figures in property, etc. So on paper, more financially secure. And they're saying to me, oh Maz, you're so brave doing this, taking this move, and we're going to use you as the guinea pig, and if it works out for you, then we might move. It's like, what the heck is this? But then you know what? Jamie Haytham, one of our brothers, Allah Mubarak, he said on a podcast, Hijrah requires bravery. And obviously, this is something subconsciously you know, but until he said that, it kind of just blew my mind. There's like, actually, subhanAllah, there's so many cases where I know people who are actually really financially secure.
But
and they could easily find a job in the Middle East, in the UAE, and they want to do it. But that bravery is not there. Like to take that leap and leave the West. So subhanallah, hijrah takes balls, it takes bravery, it takes
And
courage.
it's not easy coming here.
Yeah, of
like
course.
even like, I don't know about you, but just getting everything set up is a bit more of a mental
It is, of
frustration
course.
as well.
Yeah.
That does take you out, and you feel it. Your wife feels it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got kids; they probably felt it as well. It's a
Yeah.
lot more challenging as well. It's not as, again, you have that teething period as well, the honeymoon phase as well, the first couple of months, and then slowly everything like irons out, and everyone feels happy eventually at the end of
Yeah.
it. But again, it's that first 6 months, I would say, of first 6 months to a year, probably settling down. Depends on obviously on individual. For me, I was like 3-4 months. I was like, yeah, you know what? Okay, I'm settled now. I'm done. But that was just that first initial month of getting your business set up, your licensing set up, that bank account getting set up, all the long stuff and the admin stuff that doesn't get done here easily. That was just like, oh, bro, do I have to keep going back and forth to this office, getting this paperwork, getting this done? And it's like, oh man,
Again,
it's too long, man.
It's teething issues, isn't it? Once that was all done and you're
it's
settled,
plain sailing. You get it. Once you get your apartment, you get your proper place to stay, you get your car sorted, you're like, yeah, you know what, I'm nice now. This is good,
you
man.
set up your subscription to Talabat Pro.
Yeah, that's it, bro. And then realize, and then just watch your bank balance just go straight down and that, bro. You get it? Oh, 15 minutes groceries. Oh, I don't need to go anywhere.
The amount of money I've spent on Talabat, man.
Trust me, man.
Yeah.
My brother who was spending like £2,000 a month on it.
Oh
No
my
way.
God, bro. That's
crazy,
I
man.
thought £300-400 was
See,
all.
Speak to you, man.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. We need to dial his expenditure.
it's crazy, man. But I don't think, like, because I've lived here now, it's going to be hard ever adjusting to probably live anywhere else again. Because here you get given everything, man. Everything's like proper. It's a good lifestyle here.
You get handed down the
sun's-
plate, isn't it?
Yeah, the sun's out all the time. Everyone's happy. You're feeling good. You feel good. You're not like dull and gloomy and like it's raining all the time. It's a lot more positive, right? And yeah, man. The only people that would probably say not to do it are those that have never been to Dubai, man. Innit? Yeah.
There's always going to be naysayers, isn't it?
Yeah, of course,
they always go on about like the workers, etc. Listen, you know, I heard this from a worker, and he said that, listen, if the people that come here are coming here to work,
Yeah.
and if they don't expect a better life here or they don't experience a better life, they can leave. Right? There might be some scenarios where something's going on where it's a little bit difficult for them to leave, but as a whole, if their life is not better here, they have the freedom to leave. So the fact that they're coming here intentionally means that their lifestyle is better. And actually, let's compare this, right? In the West, you have mass homelessness, people living on the streets, drug addicts, all that kind of stuff, ruining the society of the West, right? At least here, they are coming with work ethic. They have accommodation. Yeah, maybe they're sharing accommodation, but they have accommodation. They have showers. They have toilets. They have food on their plates. They are able to eat. They're not starving, okay? And they're coming here expecting to work.
You have to look at it this way as well. Like, whatever wages they're getting, they would never get that back home.
Exactly. So
And
they're getting
for
an
them,
opportunity.
if they're getting that much money, they're sending majority of that back home. So their family back home is enjoying themselves, right? But yeah, man, there's always going to be people saying no, but it is what it is, man.
And most of it is coming from insecurity and like.
But that's the thing. The moment that they end up coming here, they realize, oh, okay, yo, listen, they'll be telling them, yo, give my groceries, deliver it to my house.
Yeah,
and then you get it.
Yeah. Except the ones that come here just as tourists, right?
Yeah.
They spend all their time, the 7 days that they come here in
On the beach.
Marina.
Yeah,
or
on the beach.
in
We don't
the,
see nothing,
The Palm,
yeah.
right? That's not experiencing the UAE, man. You need to go and explore. You need to go to Sharjah, Ajman, Fujairah. It's beautiful in Fujairah.
What would you say to somebody that's on the fence of wanting to move, but doesn't want to move, or has got that fear, like, oh, is it gonna work? Is it not gonna work? Can I do it? Can I not do it?
People limit themselves so much. You don't have to take that massive step all at once. What I did in Antalya, I spent 3-4 weeks there.
Yeah.
And I experienced it as
Try
a
it out.
local.
Try
I
it
tried
out,
it
innit,
out.
basically,
Try
yeah.
it out. But take 4 weeks off work, right? One off, tell your boss or whatever, and then come here for 4 weeks and come into an Airbnb that's not in a touristy area and experience what it's like to live here.
Live here for a month.
Exactly.
Not as a tourist.
Yeah.
Because living here and being a tourist is like completely two
Yeah,
different
it's
things.
completely
man.
different.
You're
You're
never
gonna
gonna go to all of them tourist places. when you're living here.
You know, I've not been to Dubai Mall
Yeah.
since I moved here
Oh no way. Oh yeah.
in 8-9 months. So I don't have any.
You're not missing nothing.
I don't
man.
have it.
You're not
And it's,
missing
it's
nothing, don't
such it's such a fitna, place of fitna. Yeah, Allah.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, I'm glad. And one thing, bro, I respect you for living in Dubai, right? I feel so spoiled living in Sharjah because I went out to Mirdif Mall
Yeah.
very briefly. I was passing by. I was like, might as well read Salah inside the mall, right? Because it was right there.
Their prayer room is massive. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's massive, right?
Massive,
But I
right.
walked into the mall and almost immediately I was like just hit by fitna. I was like, astaghfirullah, man. Coming out of Sharjah, I have to, I don't want to leave Sharjah.
Yeah.
I feel so spoiled living in Sharjah because everyone's covered, Allahumma barik.
No, alhamdulillah.
It was
man. Again,
respectful,
that's down to your level of deen.
Yeah,
as well,
yeah,
innit?
exactly,
You get it. So again, it's we're all human,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of
And we're all men, right? That it's gonna be there, but you have to obviously have that self-control within yourself as well. You get it. Again, this is why I don't want to move from where I am in Dubai at the moment because I've got a mosque literally 30 seconds away and a gym now that recently opened which is 3 minutes away.
Yeah.
So I've literally got everything on my doorstep now.
Yeah,
so I
that's
don't really need to go anywhere. Even if I am going to go anywhere, I'm not going to go to any of these tourist filled malls. I'm going to a mall that's literally local around the corner from me that's just got local people there. You get it? People that are in and around that area
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's,
that's it.
you see the people that are going to be around you as well, innit, man. But yeah, alhamdulillah, man. I mean, you only need to go if you want to go, innit, basically, yeah.
But that's one of the things about UAE is that you can live whatever life you want to live here. If you want to live a life of debauchery, you know, it's potentially there. But if you want to live a nice conservative life, you can live that in Dubai. There's
Yeah.
areas, conservative areas of Dubai that are really nice masjids and madrasas and there's darus and etc. going on and classes and amazing ulama that do regular talks, etc. And obviously, if you want even more conservative, there's Sharjah.
This is what a lot of people before, oh, it's not Islamic and this and that. You're moving to an Islamic country and you're gonna be. It's an Islamic country. Everyone's gonna be in jubba and a beard and everything.
Yeah.
But bro, listen,
There's a mix
it's
of
down to the
everything.
individual. This is what I always tell them. If you're not gonna be praying in England, or if you don't pray in England, don't expect to come to Dubai and think all of a sudden that's it. You're 5-time namazi now, innit?
Yeah.
Do you get it? It's based on the individual, innit? If you're deen and if you're praying in England and your namaz is a main priority and your salat's a priority in England, then bro, wherever you go, anywhere around the world, it's gonna be a religious community that you're gonna have because you're gonna be attracted to that. I wasn't going nightclubs in England. It's not like I'm gonna come to Dubai and be like, oh bro, I'm going out partying, innit? Because it's not me. It's not what I do, right? So it's on the individual as well, innit? This is what I would more or less sort of
It's
say
an
to all of them.
amplifier, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anything that what you are, who you are as a person, Dubai can just amplify that. If
Yeah.
you are a good religious person practicing, Dubai can amplify that. If you're a debaucherous person in the West, in the UK, then you're going to be.
They'll make it 10 times worse. They'll make 10 times worse.
Exactly. Listen, Gaff, Jazakallah khair.
Yeah.
I had a
No, I
phenomenal
appreciate
workout,
it,
bro.
bro.
I've not had that good a pump in a long time, bro.
So you've not been training
It's
hard
funny
enough.
is that after I felt
So
like
you've not been training hard
No, I've
enough.
not
So
been
that
training-
basically means that he needs to sign up to the coaching program now, right? Here's the payment link, and that's it, sorted.
What's funny is that we did the whole workout and I was like, okay, that was a good workout. And then you were like, oh, I barely feel anything. I still need another 15 minutes.
No, alhamdulillah, bro. Different people, different intensity, innit? Do you get it? Do you get? This is one thing that I'll also tell everyone. Unlike the coaching program, don't look at my training program that you see that I post online and think, bro, I need to go do that. You're gonna start off at level 1, level 2, level 3. You're setting the foundations up, right? Same with investing. You're not gonna throw 100 grand into it straight away.
Exactly,
You're gonna
exactly.
start off slowly. You're gonna work yourself up. Same with training. You start off slowly, you work yourself up, and before you know it, bro, you'll master it.
Appreciate that. Was a beautiful
Yeah,
analogy,
man.
bro. Allahumma barik.
Alhamdulillah, bro.
Jazakallah
Look
khair.
after yourself. It was nice
Alhamdulillah.
meeting you finally.
Yeah. bro.
We've been
Listen,
speaking
come,
to each other
come
on
horse riding
WhatsApp.
regularly, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, inshallah, man. It's galloping,
It's going to take practice.
Just
Take
getting
practice.
used to it,
Yeah,
yeah.
oh, see the day that they let us go outside?
Yeah.
And we do a little gallop. Oh, bro, you're going to feel like you're flying.
Yeah,
It's going to be like an incredible
It's the plan,
feeling.
innit? It's the plan, man.
Inshallah. Khair.
Yeah, man.
Jazakallah khair.
Okay.
Yourself now.
Assalamu alaikum.